Thank you. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all. Okay, my name is Riza. I'm from SMK Tanjung Datuk. Okay, and for today, my learning activities is based on civic education and citizenship from Form 5 syllabus. And actually, the learning outcomes here is students should be able to share information about interesting places in Malaysia to others through printed or electronic media. Okay, the targeted skill that I try to incorporate in my learning activities is collaboration. Here are the steps of the activities, and in relation to the learning outcomes where the students should be able to share information of these interesting places in Malaysia, how they are going to share the information, they are going to share the information through quiz. So at the end of these learning activities, they are going to share this information by creating quiz through office mix, and they are going to present the quiz, and then the students, the other student will attempt to answer the quiz and then give them feedback. That's at the end of the learning activities. But due to the time constraint, I'm going to only focus on the initial first and the second steps of activities, where in the first step, the student will be sitting in a group, and they have to decide themselves the place of their interest. I'm trying to move away from being teacher-centered and be more on student-centered, where students themselves try to decide upon themselves what the place. And in the group itself, there are 4 of them, and obviously there will be 4 different opinions. And through this discussion, it's hoped that it will hone their skill where they need to communicate their ideas, they need to convince, they need to negotiate the ideas and come to one consensus where they need to agree upon one place. And this is very important because the content will, this is what they have to work on later on in their project. So they really need to learn to agree, to disagree, and come to the consensus later on. And then once they already come to the consensus, now they are moving to work on their plan. This is very important step. They need to collaborate in here, where they need to divide roles. When in searching for information, students themselves, in searching information, the roles perhaps is no longer more to timekeeper, no longer on presenter, but they need to divide on the research areas, who is going to search for what. And here, again, teacher is not going to decide. Students themselves, they have to discuss. This is, I'm giving them room, I give them empowerment for them to lead others, and then they themselves, they decide again the research areas such as background of the places, the notable event, the attractions. And then after that, the importance that I want to highlight here, each of the students in the group, they must have the rules. Why is that? Because we don't want them to be passengers. Each of them must participate, must have their part, and it makes the task independent. Means that if they don't play their parts well, means that the research will be incomplete, in which later on will affect their presentation. And then this is basically the 2 initial steps that I try to incorporate collaboration skill, in a way try to also to improve their communication skill, interpersonal skill among themselves. I think that's it for now for the 2 initial steps of the activities. Thank you.
Thank you, Cikgu.